let's see. Which one is this one? Oh, we're returning to the channel that I like to watch. It's called SkyCorp Home Video. They make really fun stuff. This one is called How to Deal with a Karen, 90s training video. Wowie. I've been trying to find more channels that are like this, that are very satirical, and I've been having a hard time. It's very hard.
Hi, welcome to Super Subs. How may I defeat your hunger today?
As a mighty member of the Super Subs team,
Good
your
job.
real victory isn't defeating hunger. It's satisfying customers' needs.
Satisfying customers' needs? I know everything about that. That's my whole job.
But this can be difficult, especially when you're face to face with this.
Excuse me, I said no pickles. Are you deaf or just stupid?
This is the know-it-all, aggressive, rude, entitled, and never satisfied customer known as the Karen. But how do you deal with a Karen?
You don't. You get a really comically large catapult, you put the Karen on it, and you just launch them into air. And that way they can just land at a Whole Foods or someplace that they would actually be satisfied. That's how you deal with Karens. End of discussion.
Are you deaf or just stupid?
I guess I'm just stupid.
Whoa, easy there, pal. Better to stuff those frustrations deep down and apologize.
Are you deaf or just stupid?
Ma'am, I am truly ashamed
Oh no,
to
not
have
the
placed an
loading.
unwanted pickle in between your buns. If I were you, I wouldn't just throw a fit, I'd throw feces in my useless face.
Oh. Oh my. Just get... That's actually a good strategy, I think. That's the best way to deal with people being Karens or deal with people being really petty for no reason, is to be even more petty back. Be passive aggressive as fuck. It's the best strategy. This is a suggestion from a spicy Filipina lady that was raised by an even spicier Filipina lady. Just make it super weird until they get super uncomfortable and just leave. That's the only way you can deal with Karens, is making sure that they never come back.
Let's tone that apology down a notch or three.
Are you deaf or just stupid?
I'm so sorry about that, ma'am. Let me get you a new sub with 0 pickles right away.
No!
And in the meantime, do you want a free dessert?
No!
We have fresh cookies.
No,
An
don't
apology,
vindicate them.
a solution, and a treat to sweeten the deal.
No.
Super job.
Boo! What the fuck? She doesn't like that. Oh no!
I deserve a refund and a new sub.
What the
And if that's
fuck?
not gonna happen, then I want to talk to your manager. What if I had a deadly pickle allergy? You would have to be cleaning up a dead body off the floor, and I don't think that's something you want.
If it's your dead body, I would happily oblige.
Fortunately, not all Karens will accept your apology.
Okay, 342 was it?
But you can't give in to her irrational demands either. Don't be afraid to enforce the Super Subs refund policy.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but it's our policy that you can only have a refund or a new sub.
Yeah.
Not both.
A refund or a sub. You know what I think I'll do? I would like to speak to your manager.
No.
You know, this is why people like you work minimum wage jobs.
Oh,
you don't
she
have the
went-
brain capacity to.
Oh no, she went there. That's when you're like legally obligated to get your taser out and tase and wheel her out of the restaurant. She went there. She's pulling her waspy propaganda, and we cannot stand for this. We cannot stand for this, chat.
Figure this out. Go! I've got an appointment 30 minutes across town. I need to get.
When a Karen is feeling particularly privileged, she might go off and reach triple P, or peak privilege power.
Not peak privilege power. Oh no!
But when she makes a big scene, that's your cue to fight back.
Excuse me, ma'am, but I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Leave! Yeah! Yeah!
Over my dead.
If a Karen is too powerful, you'll need to contact security.
comically retro phone just on standby. Oh, she's been compromised.
My heart
Oh, her
is
heart.
under attack.
Most Karens need more help than you can provide. For this reason, we are proud to offer a 10% discount for your first month of online therapy with today's sponsor, BetterHelp.
Oh.
While it has yet to be proven, therapy might be a healthier alternative than throwing a public tantrum disguised as a heart attack.
This, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can appreciate when a channel integrates ads, like, well. Unfortunately, not BetterHelp. But, you know, it's about the execution. I'm talking about the execution, not the actual sponsor of this. I can appreciate when it's integrated well, but God, not BetterHelp. Fuck BetterHelp.
Attack.
It's killing me.
And if you've had to deal with these types of people, therapy can help you too. A therapist will listen, ask questions, and help you see things from a new perspective.
Help!
Hey, have you thought about speaking to a therapist? I could give you a discount.
This is kind of unrelated, but also slightly related. There's been a lot of VTuber drama in the past week, and I don't want to really unsurface any more of that because, like, to resurface any more of that because it's been over. It's been spoken for more times than it should have been already. But like, something funny that I saw was somebody saying like, some VTubers shouldn't be spending all this money on models and debuts. They need to be putting that money towards therapy. It's just true. It's true. Like, you would save your career. You would last longer if maybe you were a little more sound of mind. Maybe put your money towards that instead of another debut. Bigger titties.
I need to speak to the manager.
But the ones
By
who go to
filling out-
therapy aren't the ones blowing up. Frankly, the ones that aren't going to therapy are the ones blowing up. They're internally fucking combusting and letting their brand blow into fucking pieces over nothing. Over actual nothing burgers. That's the truth. The vast majority of content creators that are stable and doing pretty well for themselves are very medicated and doing very good for themselves and going to therapy.
A simple questionnaire, BetterHelp will match you with a therapist.
Being mentally ill might be a part of the job, but it's also a matter of like not fucking going off the deep end and doing a bunch of crazy shit that helps nobody. There's limits. There are diminishing marginal returns on being mentally ill on the internet.
Right for you. And if you don't feel they're a fit, you can easily find someone else you connect with. So if you think you'd benefit from therapy, click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/skycore.
No more.
Stan, please escort Karen to the back office where we can discuss her refund in private.
I think my heart's starting to restabilize. Thank you.
Dear God. Oh no.
Down at the end of the hall there.
Oh my God, what's happening? What is happening? Chad, I don't think she's making out of here alive. Oh my God. That's how my setup looked like for the first few months of me living in my house. It was literally just a bare ass fucking room, my chair. Damn, you live like this? Actually, yes. Yes, I do. I didn't have furniture until very recently. Thank you to you guys, by the way. You're the reason I can buy furniture.
You wish to speak with me?
Oh my God, it's an actual Chad. Holy shit.
My sub had pickles.
I'm well aware. We take customer satisfaction very seriously here at Super Subs. Tell me, does this look like an unsatisfied customer to you?
Oh,
Strange,
no.
isn't it? You dine with pleasure, yet claim dissatisfaction. Makes me wonder, were there even any pickles on your sandwich?
Oh my God.
Or was it all a ruse, orchestrated by the world's most obnoxious burglar?
I didn't realize she actually fucking physically slapped the pickle on the counter. That's...
I'll write all the bad reviews. I'll call your boss. I'll call the CEO.
You have two options. One, I contact the authorities and present my insurmountable evidence. Two, I give you a refund of $3.43.
$3.
If you eat this pickle.
Oh my god. Is that what?
Kept it nice and fresh for you.
Was that a... Was... Why is there a gun? Okay, let's just...
What? You're not allergic, are you?
Is it worth the $3? Just leave. Just leave. You have questions for whoever sent this? I chose this. All of these videos were my choice because I thought they looked funny. I'm sorry. You only have me to blame.
Can you at least cut it first?
Fortunately, I do not possess a cutting
You're
utensil.
gonna have to take this
Only more
on.
pickles.
Dear Lord Jesus.
No!
Pick her bite now. There it is.
The sound effects. Oh, God.
You remember Stan? Cashier you met earlier. He too used to cause quite the commotion for our staff.
Why don't you smoke? Where are our goddamn police? Don't touch me! Don't touch me! My dad is a lawyer!
Just like you, he thought he was the main character. But now he's part of something much, much bigger.
Oh no, what did they do to Stan? What did they do to Stan?
How's that pickle? I added a special ingredient just for you.
She's dying. She's dying. She's dead. Oh.
Welcome to the Super Subs team. Karen.
Oh my god, this is cinema.
Always greet the customer with a smile. Welcome to Super Subs. How may I defeat your hunger today? Always greet the customer with a smile. Welcome to Super Subs. How may I defeat your hunger today? Always greet the customer with a smile.
So you've learned how to take care of the most difficult of difficult customers. As you handle them, just remember, you're more than just our loyal slave.
Hello, I'm ready to order.
Oh,
You're a mighty member of the Super Subs team.
hi. Welcome to Super Subs.
Not the...
How can I defeat your hunger today?
That is the stare of somebody who is ready to end it all. How do I find these videos? I don't know, they just appear on my feed. I just like the silly stuff. What else do I have? I have more from them. I have a lot of really underrated videos. All these videos that I'm showing you, most of them haven't cracked like 500k views. They're very underrated. Very underrated. Let's see. How to chat on AIM 90s tutorial. I don't really know what AIM is. You're gonna have to explain it to me. AOL Instant Messenger. Oh, sure. Let's watch this video to learn more.
World of Web.
Welcome.
I'm your host, Smithers O'Neill.
Yay!
And on today's episode, we're going to learn how to chat with friends on AOL Instant Messenger.
Yay!
Let's fire up AIM, shall we?
So retro.
If you want to speed up your connection, make sure your phone lines aren't busy. Talk to you later, Mother. There's other hot singles waiting to chat.
Oh, okay. Maybe don't say that to your mother.
Now let's check out the buddy list. Here, we'll find plenty of candidates for conversation. Oh, my friend Nicholas is on. Let's open up a chat with him.
Necro666. Certainly this won't go anywhere weird, right, chat? Nobody with a name like Necro666 is gonna say anything weird, right, chat? Oh, I just noticed. Pending lawsuits and restraining orders. Ah, wee. One of my friends had to get a restraining order against somebody in high school. That was odd. Imagine being in high school and already having a restraining order against you. Just like, you can't be within a 10-mile radius of this girl. Ooh. Thanks for the raid, Noxus. Welcome in. How you doing? How you been? Say so, Cinerade. Well, you're gonna have a real fun time watching this then.
What's up, Nick? How are you? Haven't seen you on EverQuest lately.
Let's give a shout out to our
I know what you're
favorite
thinking.
camo.
Smithers, you should dip
sibling.
your fingers in acid for
Oh,
typing
thank
such
you.
low IQ grammar. But this vernacular creates a casual
Welcome
tone
in.
that's sure to make many friends.
Well, actually, because we're being rated, we should probably pause the video there and introduce ourselves. I'm Allie. I'm a voice actor and I was gonna say a voice actor in VA, but that's the same thing. I'm a voice actor and a VTuber. What are you guys up to today? Thanks for the gift sub to Noxus. I really appreciate it.
Friends. Instantly.
I've been slaying girls instead of goblins. How's life as a bug-eyed virgin? God, that's such a 2000s insult. Holy.
Nicholas appears to be spending most of his time with females and is comparing my qualities to that of an insect. Huh. A girl I've never interacted with has just messaged me. What should we do now? A. Tell Nicholas he isn't the only ladies' man in town.
I love multiple choice.
B. Ask for a picture to prove she's not ugly.
Oh.
C. Confirm she's not a minor or grown man in disguise.
What are we thinking, chat? Do we do A, B, or C? I feel like he's gonna go for C. Yeah, you always gotta ask for that ASL, and I can give you mine right now. 3003. Decidedly female. Location is in your walls.
Option C is clearly the most tactful of the three. So we'll start by asking her age, sex, and location.
Yeah. Added you from GeoCities. Here's my page.
Let's see her GeoCities here. Fanfic.
She has that crazy eye stare about her. It reminds me of that one girl. What was her name again? It was like, what was her name again? That Boxy? Yeah. She had another name. Psycho, overly attached girlfriend. Yes. That's what it reminds me of. Like, she has the crazy eyes. Thanks for the gift, so Xander. Thank you. Yeah, no, she looks creepy as shit. Romantic Serena and Darian Usagi and Mamoru stories for all your fanfic readers out there. They're my personal favorite and I know you'll enjoy them. Oh my god. I never had a GeoCities, but I definitely had a page like this. I spent hours, literal hours, crafting a page and web page that looked exactly like this so that my 10 readers could have an easier time parsing through my fan fiction. This is actually giving me the EBGBs right now. Woohoo!
Fiction writer, huh? Lila.
You can catch up with Nicholas later.
Why is it getting
I
closer?
love Sailor Moon fanfic. I'll be your #1 fan, lol. It's important to use abbreviated lingo when IMing.
Why is
LOL
his name
here
Big
stands for
Daddy
laugh out loud.
Smithers?
Although I'm not literally laughing, I like to imagine it's echoing through the chambers of my mind.
Too bad I have no one to play with.
Don't have anyone to play with, huh?
Oh.
Time to send a spicy message.
No!
Well, I can be your dungeon master in more ways than one.
Oh, God. No, Smithers, don't. Please don't.
Bravest
No.
warriors face the strongest adversities.
No. No, Smithers, don't do it. I'm I'm just thinking of that ancient fucking copy pasta. It was like I put on my robe and wizard hat or something like that. It was something like that. I remember that copy pasta. Yeah. I think this guy is screwed. We're totally lost.
Well, it's been an entire 5 minutes and she hasn't responded. What should we do now? A, call her a bitch.
One of these options is gonna be like bomb threat or something. I swear to God, I can feel it already. He's just immediately gonna go for the fucking bomb threat. I can tell.
B, profess your undying love.
Well, don't do that.
C, give her a little nudge.
Oh, okay.
A little nudge couldn't hurt.
I feel kind of bad that I expected a bomb threat. Dogs. Well, she already gave her age, sex, and location. Give her a little nudge. God. A seems like the logical choice. That's like the Cuddlekin answer. That's the Cuddlekin answer.
Option C it is.
Okay. Pokes you with his long No! Smithers, stop it!
I guess a little more couldn't hurt.
No. Fine, ignore me. Fucking... No! Pokes you with his long sword. Hey, are you still there? Are you still alive? Hello? Fine, be like that. Goblin. Oh!
Well, we certainly can't end on that note.
No, Smithers, stop! I'm so... I love...
Much better.
He ended up doing all of it. He ended up doing A, B, and C. God damn it, Smithers. Let's see. Auto response. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant. Not the Corinthians worse. Oh my God.
An away message. This is an automatic response you can customize when you set yourself as away. If this is directed at what I said, I'm going to bang my head on my keyboard. We need a healthy distraction, which should be easy with today's sponsor, Incognito.
No.
Lila finally responded.
WTF stands for, what the fuck? Or as I like to say, well, that's fucked.
I feel the exact same way. Oh my God! You know what that means?
Do
They're
I know
gonna
what
have
that means?
E-sex. They're going to He literally just cussed you out and called you a bitch and all these other things. It's like, oh, that worked. It's intercourse time. Yippee! Wait, chat, you're going too fast. I need to approve the messages typing intercourse. There you go. Yeah, intercourse for you, intercourse for you, intercourse for everybody. No, silly. Time to put a ring on it. Marriage first, till death do us part. So if you ever even think of leaving me, I'll literally chop your dick off and feed it to you. And then kill myself. I'm not even kidding. Ha ha ha. I know where you live. It's actually not hard to get your IP. You live here. Chat. She's perfect. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. No.
I think it's time we close the door on this virtual friendship. But how do we do that and avoid a murder-suicide? Well, look no further than the block button.
Yay.
And just like that, we've moved on.
Yippee.
Oh, already somebody new to chat with.
Hey there, stud. Hey there, ASL. It's Lila. Oh, I have like 50 more SNs. I want your babies. We can name our firstborn Smithers
Seems
Jr.
like Lila
even if
won't
it's a
let up.
girl. Are you there?
So to avoid
Oh,
having my
no.
penis cut off, this leaves us with two options. A, tell her you're a homosexual.
Okay.
B, take their hand in marriage.
Okay.
Well, dying a virgin isn't in the books for me, so we'll have to give love a fighting chance.
Yay. Lila, my fair maiden princess, will you marry me? OMG! Yay! But first, my dear, I must go on a quest to obtain your ring, and when I return, I will propose IRL and we will elope and make sweet love. In Jesus' name.
Now we'll set up our very own away message.
On a quest for my true love.
Just like that, we are away.
Yay!
Permanently.
Lila, being the stalker that she is, will find my page updated with the tragic news of my passing. You see,
Oh my god, born 1969 to 1999.
for a very
Insane.
expensive diamond ring, I was caught in the middle of a jewelry heist and executed for valiantly refusing to hand it over. While she mourns my death, I'll be off using a different screen name,
Okay, ladies man, got a hot
finding
girl
her a
for
shoulder
you.
to cry on.
Oh my
We learned a
god,
lot
he
about
just
chatting with friends on AIM.
he wants my
From starting conversations to
the way he just
About
corrected it
chatting
to
with
make
friends
it
on
even
AIM.
bigger.
from starting
Gotta compensate for my shattering ego. Equal sign, yeah.
conversations to ending them. But just remember, when one chat room door closes, another
Literally
opens
gonna
up.
kill me unless I put
Wherever
a
it
baby
may
in her.
lead, you can always
Oh, I've made that audio before. Thanks for the 5 months, Title Melon. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate it.
count on an interesting conversation here in the wide world of web.
Yay! I love that. How to build a fan base online. Oh, I've already watched this video. Let's see what else is on here. Serial killing training video. Yeah, that one looks good. Yeah.
Success in the serial killer industry isn't just about cold-blooded murder.
Everybody, get your notebooks out.
It's about how you manage your victims in the moments leading up to their untimely death.
Say, how about you come up for one last drink?
Only if you promise to be on your best behavior.
Oh, I promise.
This reminds me of the one game that we played that I found so weird, where the guy was like, hey, you want to come back to my place? I promise we won't do anything bad. I just really want to make you some fresh juice with my new juicer. That was weird. I hate that that would maybe work on me, because I just really like juice. Yeah, it was Super Seducer. That was a game. That was a funny game.
In this training tape, you'll learn how to properly manage your victims and guide them to slaughter like a true professional.
Yay.
Let's take a look at the first step. Before a victim arrives, give your place a thorough
What the
clean.
fuck was that? Is that
Make sure nothing
my-
suspicious is left out
not
in the
the
open.
anarchy symbol in blood?
Prep any murder weapons you plan on using. And stock your place with
Why the cheese grater? What the fuck are you gonna do with a cheese grater?
appropriate supplies for handling the corpse. Now you are prepared to host a victim.
Oh my god, that's vile.
Being a courteous host is all about making your victim feel comfortable. Ease them into the new environment by having them participate in an activity, like picking out a movie to watch. This gives you time to prepare them a special beverage.
Ooh, margaritas!
Oh, you snuck up on me.
I saw what you did, David.
Oh.
I must be really special to get 2 limes.
Okay, chat, place your bets. How willing are you to bet that this girl is also a serial killer and that he's gonna end up stuffed in a bag? How willing are you to bet? Place 1 in the chat for she's a serial killer and 2 for nah, she's fine. $100? Okay, never mind. I guess we're dealing with money. I was gonna let you get away with just numbers. You predict marriage? Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Let's see whether you're right, chat.
What can I say, Mary Lou? You're just too sweet.
Oh, I chose Airbud. Pretty random out of that collection of yours.
Hey, I have a soft spot for dogs that can play basketball.
Hey, you haven't
Airbud
given
is
me the
really
grand
good.
tour of your place.
It's easy to feel rushed during this part of the interaction. It's vital to resist any impulses and remain patient. You don't want to risk alerting the neighbors or worse, get bloodstains on the new carpet.
Oh yeah, how rude of me. Come on.
I would not trust a man that looks
Since
like
you've
that.
tidied up
I'm
for the
sorry.
victim, don't hesitate to showcase your
screams
home with
serial
confidence.
I recently got this new standing desk, too.
David, be careful.
Especially when it comes to today's
No.
sponsor, The FlexiSpot E7 Pro Premium example of a home tour. But what happens when a victim gets suspicious? One moment you can be friendly and chatting with a victim, then the next you're faced with an outburst of fear.
The reason I don't trust him is specifically because of the sweater button-down combo, and also the fact that he smiles on one side. That to me just screams he's dying to stick a fucking knife inside of like a fresh body. I can tell.
You can be friendly and chatting with a victim, then the next you're faced with an outburst of fear.
Oh my.
David? What is this?
When suspicions arise, always provide your victim with believable information.
Oh my.
Your job is to sell an explanation that they will buy.
Don't worry. That's just a prop for a horror movie I'm working on. Pretty scary, huh?
This fucking
This is insane. I had no idea you were this creative.
Oh my god.
I guess there's more to me than meets the eye.
And here I am thinking you had some serious issues.
Hey, I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Through the subtle art of misdirection, the killer turned a mishap into a misunderstanding. Now they just have to entertain the victim until they're incapacitated.
There's just something about a dog playing basketball that really warms my heart.
Yeah.
Not to Air Bud. Oh. Uh-oh.
Hello, welcome back.
This is the wrong tape.
I'd like to introduce you to our newest member of the family.
David, is this one of your movies?
Give a warm
no, this is...
where's that remote?
Don't watch this.
Here's Jessica! I love you, David!
It's just a prop.
Do you want to give me a kiss, Jessica?
Even the most experienced killers make mistakes. Anyone can accidentally record over Air Bud with them making out with a severed head. So if your execution doesn't go exactly as planned, you need to act fast and cover your tracks.
Is everything okay in there?
1 second.
I heard screaming.
He was just taking.
Coming.
They were just having a really intense night together, an intense night of roleplay.
Hey, sorry about that. We're watching a scary movie and got a little carried away.
Scary movie, huh?
No, let him help.
Why is she wearing sunglasses?
She's been smoking a little marijuana, and she got self-conscious about her eyes.
No.
No?
No.
No?
This isn't right. You know there's a strict no smoking policy here at these apartments.
Yeah, I know. I figured I'd tell you because you seem like a chill guy, right? I promise we'll be good.
Just keep it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, won't happen again.
Oh, God. Dude.
Congratulations. You've reached the end of the training tape. Now you have the knowledge to stay alive in the serial killer business.
I wanted her to kill
As you head into the
him.
final part of the process, always remember, every victim deserves to be treated with courtesy and care. Not just another corpse to have sex with.
Oh my God.
Please continue your training with the next tape on body disposal techniques. From everyone here at Serial Killer Industries, happy hunting.
I guess we all lost the bet, chat. I guess we all lost the bet. What else do we have here? 100 things to do instead of pot. Okay. Let's see what this one is. I did say that we were watching videos that made me wish I was zooted.
I am bored. We could do some pot.
Stop right there. You don't need drugs to have a good time. There are literally hundreds of things you can do.
Like what?
Well, you could play a sport, ride a bike, pray to Jesus, hang out with Kevin, read a book, or salute the flag.
Amen.
You could also walk your dog, make a snack, throw a frisbee, learn about Mexico, tickle Kevin, lick a potato, or join the army.
Hey, Are you just trying to recruit us?
Nonsense. That's just one of the many positive things you can do instead of drugs. You could also do some push-ups. Stare at children. Stare at Kevin. Clean your firearm. Draw a picture. Draw a conclusion. Or drive a tank for the U.S. Army.
I like it when the tank goes
I'm
boom.
just thinking of that Starship Troopers gif where the girl's going, I'm doing my part.
It is pretty relaxing.
You know what's also relax? Take a walk in the park. Touch some grass. Be the grass. Be a rock. Now leave the park. Go for a drive.
Listen, this is like shit that you would do like while you're high though.
Touch some grass. Be the grass. Be a rock. Now leave the park. Go for a drive. Head to your local Army recruitment center. Sign the paperwork. Go to boot camp. Fly overseas. Go to war. Hold a dying comrade in your arms as he mutters his last words.
At least I died drug-free.
I guess that is way cooler than getting high.
Yeah.
Well, what if I get PTSD?
Just smoke some pot.
Nice try, but we've got better things to do.
I want to join the army.
Me too.
Oh
Right
my
after I
God.
lick this potato.
That would actually work on me. What else do we have? Oh, there's more! We're just gonna watch their whole fucking channel now. This one's called Master Glove. I can only imagine what this is about. Yippee! You're susceptible to propaganda? So am I. I didn't watch any of these videos before watching them on stream, so I am just as propagandized as you are.
Master Glove is the perfect pair to your computer system.
Computer, please bring up Big Titty Beach Babes.
Yeah.
Playback at half speed, please.
Hallelujah with grip so soft
No, what the fuck is that zany ass fucking sound and not the sound effect?
and smooth.
Stop
Nobody
it,
can
no!
last.
No!
12.6 seconds.
Nobody can
To
last.
the American flag. Yeah! Yeah, yum!
12.6 seconds.
That's a new record.
The real men sit back and play with the Master Glove.
Dare you to beat it.
Master Glove. Everything else is foreplay.
That was 40 seconds of gloriousness. What else do we have here? 90s Jello. Sure.
Mom, I want a snack. Well, I've got your favorite. You know I can't resist Jello.
Yay!
That's because nobody can resist Jello. Ah! What the fuck? Kill it! Ah!
Oh no!
Resistance is futile.
I'm not even kidding. I had a dream about this exact same thing last night. I woke up in like sweats. This was my exact dream last night. Because I really like Jello, and I have dreams about my favorite things being turned against me.
Give in to the taste. Refreshing, deliciously tasty. It's a sugar free. How can it be?
Give in to the taste, Nance. Give in to the taste.
Me after visiting the Kids' Choice Awards in 2008. I love that. Oh, oopsie, not my sad girl music. We don't know. What's the Mexican hat dance? El Jarabe Tapatio? Easy bucket I don't know why this is being recommended to me. I'm sorry. Next one. This is the last one I have of this channel.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 kids play video games?
I won! Radical! I won! Left no gamer mill! Left no gamer mill! Left no gamer mill! Left no gamer mill!
But did you also know that video games cause violence?
No!
time to play. For real.
Stop your children from playing video games today.
Now that's a pro gamer move.
This really is what parents think gamers
Before it's too late.
Not do it before. No! Okay, that was the last one. Oh, Cinder expose. Okay, sure. Next one. This is a new channel. This one is from Wizards with Guns. He invented a new crime. The insane case of Randall Conroy. Let's watch this instructional video to learn more.
Oh my god, it was just a joke!
This is 32-year-old Randall Conroy. 4.5 hours ago, he was arrested for rigging a landmine to explode inside the popular trampoline park known as Rebounders during business hours.
As one does. That was his God-given right. You shouldn't have arrested him. Free my boy.
You guys gotta learn how to be funny!
During our examination of this footage, we will be discussing the interrogation tactics of the detectives and the various methods of psychological deflections that Randall employs throughout the interview. Now keep
Is this whole video just gonna be a fucking JCS parody? I think it might be. Thanks for the good sister. Thank you.
in mind, this is a man deranged enough to place an explosive device underneath the trampoline in hopes that a child would detonate it by bouncing on the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm. There's a 12 months coming.
Best year ever.
Yeah.
Here's your Diet Coke. Sorry that took so long there, Randall.
That's fine. I'm a very patient person.
This coming from the same man who, after realizing the children on the trampoline were too light to trigger the pressure-sensitive explosive, was quoted by eyewitnesses as saying, "Fine, I'll do it myself." He then proceeded to jump on the trampoline as promised, succeeding in detonating the device. How he survived? Well, we'll get to that.
How the fuck would you survive that? Like, bro has no injuries whatsoever. How the hell would you survive literally jumping on a bomb? I don't understand. Schizo video based content, instant follow. Hell yeah, brother. Welcome to the dungeon. You're a wanky now.
Later.
Yeah, so we heard your story, Randall, and there's just a few inconsistencies that we're hoping you can help clear up for us.
I told you, I was at home watching a movie. I was watching Breaking Bad.
Isn't that a show?
The movie! Breaking Bad, the movie!
They had a movie?
Randall is partially telling the truth here. The movie El Camino continues the Breaking Bad story, following the actions of Aaron Paul's character Jesse Pinkman after the series finale. Notice how confident Randall is when he's telling the truth. Now let's look at his behavior when he's caught in a lie.
I haven't ever even heard of Rebounders. Don't even know what that is. I am a Sky Zone guy.
Really?
Look at me.
Really?
Look at me. I wouldn't go to a pleb trampoline park. I only go to the best. I go to Sky Zone.
Find a Rebounders membership card in your wallet.
This was no ordinary membership card. This was a Pro Bouncer Lifetime Member Rewards card
Chad, stop
reserved
looking at his
only for
thighs.
Rebounders enthusiasts. It was last scanned at the time of the crime.
Oh, dude, I remember now. I was at a different Rebounders. And my friend Billy was there. He could talk to you and back me up.
Did you notice that? His confidence was restored by utilizing only parts of the truth. His high school friend Billy Weissler was at another Rebounders around the time of the incident. However, after 10 seconds of questioning, Billy revealed Randall was not, in fact, at this other Rebounders. After 5 minutes of questioning, a child was found in the trunk of Billy's Ford Fiesta. Billy is in federal prison.
We know for a fact that you were there, Randall.
How do you know it was me? I would never do anything like this.
This was not the first violent crime Randall had perpetrated. In 2017, Randall donned a full suit of Knight's armor and attempted to rob a water park.
Knight's armor? Sure. This is like the peak Redditor fit. This is how I imagine all the Redditors on Reddit look like. It's just the fedora and the Guy Fieri-ass fucking button down.
In 2017, Randall donned a full suit of Knight's armor and attempted to rob a water park. When he tried to flee authorities down a water slide, he was found nearly drowned at the bottom due to his cumbersome attire.
You're telling me this is nothing like Alaska?
Oh my god, that was one time!
In 2018, Randall attempted to sink a Disney cruise with a cannon that he mounted on a small dinghy.
You know what? I can respect the person that knows their style. This guy likes his funky button downs. I can respect it.
He was unsuccessful and quoted as saying, "The dang thing wouldn't light. It was too friggin' wet." He almost escaped, but was tasered thoroughly due to the conductive nature of his costume. He was wearing a suit of armor.
Come on, Randall. Give me something, okay? This is serious. Those kids could have died. What was that?
Nothing.
Is that funny to you?
Randall realizes he slipped up here. Watch closely at the next technique he employs to hide his emotions.
No, that is not funny to me at all.
Child endangerment isn't something you laugh about, is it?
No, I would never think child endangerment is funny, and it is not hilarious at all.
Lower your hands, Randall.
His whole facade is falling apart, just like a house of cards. Or like the show, House of Cards. Now the detective knows to apply pressure.
Randall, what if I told you we spoke with your mother this evening? She told us everything about the rebounders.
My mom?
Mm-hmm.
What? She's lying!
I know that I make jokes about ovulating and all that stuff, but like if one of my big fears is popping out a kid that just ends up being like an actual like unfunny menace to society. Like that's my biggest fear. I know you can get over that by just like being a good parent, but we've seen in the past that sometimes being a good parent just isn't enough. Like it's a big fucking fear of mine. That's the reason why I'm just like, maybe the breeding propaganda shouldn't be working on me.
Police had in fact not spoken with his mother. This is a common tactic used by interrogators, feigning the possession of damning evidence in order to draw out a confession.
She's lying!
Nope.
Randall's mother had been deceased for over 4 years.
Freaking bitch!
Freaking bitch!
Look, Randall, we almost had you at the bridge, and we got you now.
On the night in question, after fleeing the scene, the suspect hijacked a magnetic junkyard crane and proceeded down the highway, initiating the slowest police chase in Brevard County history. The crane careened off a bridge into the St. Johns River.
Just imagine that. Just imagine that. Like literally just like a slow-ass fucking crane. Just like strolling down an empty road, just followed by a bunch of police cars going like 5 miles an hour. It's...
When authorities investigated the crash, the only evidence found was a medieval great helm stuck to the crane's magnet. The suspect had been wearing a suit of armor.
So you might as well just tell the truth, okay?
Well, you have no evidence. You have no proof it was me.
Bring it in.
Bring what in?
What is that?
What are they bringing?
What is that? Okay.
Look familiar, Randall?
No.
Not the
I have no
fucking
idea
thing.
whose 13th century Germanic great helm that is. I don't know.
They later found a headless suit of armor in Randall's family.
This is so Redditor, though. It's like they would incriminate themselves just by being know-it-alls. Like, they'd be like, no, I have no idea who owns that 13th century authentic Germanic armor. No way, but that whoever owns it is probably really fucking cool.
Home embedded with landmine shrapnel. Presumably how he survived
Wait,
the
hold
blast.
on. Why are the
Of armor
explosion
in
marks
Randall's
just like
family.
tactically around the crotch? Like, that makes me so uncomfortable.
Home embedded with landmine shrapnel. Presumably how he survived the blast.
We know it's yours.
It's not mine. Look at it. It's too small. This wouldn't fit on my head.
Why don't you try it on then?
I can't.
Why?
I'm too tired.
He was not tired. He had just drank a full Diet Coke.
Oh. Put it on, Randall.
Fine.
It's a perfect fit.
I know.
The detective has all he needs.
I know, I'm sorry. Just put me in prison already. I know.
All that's left is to present the evidence at trial and let the jury decide.
All right, Randall. We're done here. Randall, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say?
I am not going to jail for this. You can't do this to me. You ever heard of just goofing around?
You ever heard of just being silly? I didn't realize it was illegal to be silly in this country. Kinda based. I kinda fuck with that. Holy shit.
Oh my god, it was just a joke! You guys gotta learn how to be funny!
This interrogation footage proved to be instrumental in the prosecution's case against Mr. Conroy. In response, Randall's primary defense was that his heinous actions were, quote, actually a really funny joke, and everyone just needs to be cool about it. In a strange turn of events, the judge agreed and let him go, stating Conroy's crimes were a hoot and an absolute riot.
Now, I see the undeniable evidence you have presented in defense of the affected, but at the same time, it actually was really funny, and for that reason, I hereby rule that that this fucking dude is innocent and free of all charges.
Unfortunately, Randall did not enjoy his freedom for long. Just 2 weeks after his acquittal, he was caught in a police standoff while setting fire to eclairs. He died a day later due to injuries sustained from authorities using armor-piercing rounds. He was wearing a suit of armor.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.
I kind of remember, I'm gonna try to find that one clip where it's like, I think everybody might have already seen it. Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Yeah, no, I feel like you already know what I'm talking about. Here we go. This is an actual fucking, like, this is real. This is something that actually exists. It actually happened.
The instant offense. The state had the defendant on tape selling marijuana to a female undercover police officer on several different occasions. He had no problem whatsoever hitting on the undercover officer on the audio tape, trying to pick her up and saying, "Girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal."
After 4... He's just like, yeah, no, that makes sense. One more divorce till I earn my divorce badge? Why am I getting so much divorce content on my... I don't understand why I have so much divorce content being pushed to me. I don't know. I'll watch it anyway. Let's see.
John, I want a divorce.
Divorce.
It's not funny, John, and you know it's been coming for a long time.
Well, divorce.
Why do you always laugh when I'm upset?
Oh, every time you say divorce, you just look so cute.
I'm serious this time, John.
Like, I love how it's just, like, he's just there with her and is also talking to her at the same time. I don't understand.
Serious.
I'm absolutely serious. And you're treating this like some kind of game. I'm tired of it, John.
We love games.
Not anymore. Not your kind of games. Your games are cruel.
Divorce.
Stop laughing. This is not funny. Things haven't been working out for a long time, and every time I try to talk to you about them, you laugh. So I'm not laughing anymore with you, and I'm not playing these games. My lawyer's going to contact yours tomorrow. We'll draw up the papers, and that will be it.
His
In our separate ways.
His face is just like, oh, okay, oh.
No. Pickle, no. Can't go our separate ways. No. Can't go our separate ways. It's just not. It's
not what?
Well, you know, I
don't know. Say what you mean.
But it's hard to talk about, you know.
It's hard for you to talk about anything.
I know.
When was the last time we had a conversation? 15 years, and all I've heard from you is laughter. Every time.
Well, you should have known what you were getting into. You should have known that you were marrying a whimsical guy.
I want to be serious.
That was so fucking stupid. Why are there animatics of this? Why are there animatics of? Just helping out, just being a good person. Damn, I didn't realize you guys still existed. An itchy trigger finger. Appreciate your candor. Because I've been a mod a few times in the past. I've been a. Most of my moderation experience comes from being like a tween on Minecraft, and yeah. When I was being a mod there, I absolutely just wanted to have power over people. Yeah, so that was like, I don't know. I just like to know what the mindset that people have behind becoming mods. I just wanted to have power over people. Yeah. This is another channel that I like to watch. I did a thing. He makes really stupid stuff, and I like when people have that much whimsy. Thank you for the ghosts, Riley. Thank you.
How you go? Poor guy. You guys keep sending me video suggestions, and they're alright, but your method of delivery is very strange.
Wait, can you please stop throwing dead birds at my house?
It wasn't me.
What do you mean? You got a bird? Ow.
So today, I'm going to make 5 of your video.
Apparently his lore is just like, he likes to make really stupid shit that is borderline illegal, and he's actually gotten into trouble with the Australian government for doing so. Great. Fantastic.
Ideas in the hope that you'll leave me alone. Okay, the first suggestion comes from Coping Molding Truth 43 on Twitter, who wants me to make a pressure washer bidet, which sounds hilarious and will finally allow me to properly clean my ass.
No, but Cam, no,
So
get that off
I'm going
here.
to start with a cheap bidet and a cheap pressure washer. And I'm hoping I can just plug this straight into my ass and it will work. But after turning on the pressure washer and seeing how strong it is,
Ow.
I'm not sticking that in my ass.
I decided against that and wanted to see if I could plug the pressure washer directly into the bidet.
Ow.
And it didn't destroy the bidet like I thought it would. The bidet just didn't let the high pressure water through.
Allie, don't. I know what you're thinking. What do you mean? I'm not thinking anything. I'm absolutely not thinking audio idea, because this looks fucking painful. This looks like it could burn.
Through, which is actually a good thing, because otherwise I would have made a hole in my foot. So I'm going to have to upgrade all these crappy plastic parts to high pressure hose. And I've never actually used a bidet before, but I've heard from others that have that they work really well and feel a bit like your own personal slave that spits water on your ass. So I'm very excited to try one. And after taking apart the bidet and having a proper look inside, I think I'm just going to have to replace everything, as it's all low quality plastic.
Your unemployed friend at 3 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon.
And the original bidet has 2 nozzles, one for normal people and the other for women. So I'm only going to make a 1-hole nozzle. And I'm going to do that by just welding a pipe to this high pressure hose fitting, which will have this little plunger inside that will move out as the water pushes it and will then squirt water out of this little hole. And after giving it a quick test, it worked really well at low pressure with no water coming out of the gaps.
Okay.
So I turned on the pressure washer to see if it would explode.
Hold on. Isn't he just making like a slightly more advanced bidet? Isn't this just what this is?
I'll wash her on.
Okay, I'll keep watching.
And I've now realized I've made a big mistake. I purchased the wrong fitting, and the hose is never going to properly attach. So instead of doing the right thing and just buying a new one, I tested my luck by attempting to weld the high-pressure plastic hose directly to the fitting.
This is such a dumb idea.
That's terrible. No, this is going to only end in
Which actually
failure.
seemed to work, as I was constantly keeping the metal cool.
Stop it. Get help.
So I tested it again.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And that actually worked really well. So I installed it into the bidet and sprayed the whole thing white. And I'm not going to install this on an inside toilet, as I've already made enough holes in the ceiling. So I test fitted it on this chair outside, and it actually feels...
I wonder if he's ever done like a house tour, because I imagine there's all sorts of really gnarly like burn marks and like holes in the wall. I feel like he has the most eclectic house. He did? Huh. Okay.
As nice and comfortable as a normal toilet, which means it was time to use the bidet.
Feet for free? Censor the pee-pee but not the feet? What the fuck?
And I'm going to test it first on this pig belly, which I've heard makes a really accurate arse substitute.
3, 2.
It's gonna rip right through the fucking pig belly, bro. There's no way it's not gonna rip right through. No way!
And that worked amazingly. The bidet managed to clean all the way through the pig belly, removing the fat and meat.
This is disgusting. There is meat everywhere.
But it still didn't cut it cleanly in half like I was hoping. So I'm going to give the bidet an easier challenge, this apple.
I feel like this is what happens when you let like a 5-year-old get a PhD in like electrical or mechanical engineering. This is what happens. This is what ends up happening. No! Oh my god!
And this would definitely clean my insides. 8 out of 10.
Knives on
Okay, the
ceiling
second suggestion comes from Ryan,
No
or as
way.
I like to call him, Ryan.
Somebody's
And he suggests
going to-
replacing the blades on a ceiling fan with knives. And I've already replaced all my kitchen knife blades with ceiling fans, which works great. But I've never thought of doing it the other way round, so I'm excited. And the first thing I need to get is a ceiling, and then a fan.
His
And this
most
one was a
recent
nice
vid was
cheap one,
Rocket
but
Swing.
it means
Oh,
I need to put it together.
I know. I watched that one. It's actually probably every single time I'm like, it can't get stupider than it gets more stupid. I can't.
So I opened up the box and then got the instructions and put them in the bin. And then followed them from there. And after connecting the blue wire to the blue wire, the green wire to the green wire, and the brown to the brown, it didn't work. So I skipped using this speed controller and just borrowed a power cable. And then connected it directly to the fan, which means the fan only has one speed, on. And now that I have a fan that spins, it's machete time.
No. God.
So I pulled off the plastic handles, then welded a dodgy brace to the machete before attaching them to the fan. And this is already terrifying.
I
But no-
couldn't get employed at Boeing. I have no idea why. I have no idea why Boeing didn't want me, incredibly proficient engineer, to work on their fucking airplanes that carry multiple people, multiple thousands of people every day. Real mystery. And in my strife, in my attempted vengeance, I have decided to commit atrocities that have shocked the Australian government to its very core.
Not as terrifying as my inability to count how many blades a fan actually has. And I now have an extra machete. If anyone wants it, it's in this bush right here.
God.
Okay, now time to strap this to my ceiling.
This is so fucking stupid. No! 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 Imagine he's a renter. Imagine he rents. And he obviously doesn't rent this place, but imagine. I hate it, thanks. I really hate it. Oh my god. No, this is worse than a horror movie, dude. This is, oh my god, no.
It's so fast.
I don't like
This
that he
is
says
terrifying.
he keeps it on.
It's so silent in the air, almost like the blades are so sharp that they are just cutting right through it. Let's chuck some stuff into it.
No! Nice house.
And to do that, I made this little safety fortress. I wasn't really happy with the angle I had to throw the fruit at, so I repositioned my fortress.
This is reminding me of all those videos back in 2012. They were like, IRL Fruit Ninja. And it was actually just people with katanas slicing fruit in the air like fucking idiots.
Right under the fan.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh. No. That's nothing compared to the Beyblade. Listen, you will not believe the video that we're watching after this. Thank you for the bits, somebody. Thank you for the bits, Infinity Scale.
And that was fun to watch while editing, but not fun while I was there. I was imagining my welds snapping and the blade flying out and shooting through my barricade at any moment. But besides that, it did a great job of cutting fruit. 9 out of 10. Alright, the third idea comes from Swagger Souls on Twitter, who wants me to make mustard gas and then put it on a hot dog. And the first thing I'm going to need is some pool chlorine. Sorry, I meant the third idea is a sponsorship.
I love how it's just very clearly labeled poison. Just poison. Don't worry, Oh no! A honey link? Do you guys know about what ended up happening with honey? Do you know how it ended up being called out as a scam? Yeah, no, this did not age very well. Yup, we skipped that. We're gonna preserve your dignity. I did a thing. You didn't know any better.
Alright, this comes from Zoe Possum, who wants me to get a jackhammer and put a rubber pad on the bottom and footholds on the side, creating the world's most terrifying pogo stick. And I already know this is going to scramble my brain, but I can't resist making it. And I'm also killing 2 birds with 1 stone, as Ludwig requested I also make a device that can finally help the short fellow jump high enough to dunk, which seems impossible.
Is Ludwig even that short? Isn't he like 6 feet or something? Because I keep hearing this propaganda about how short he is.
But I'll give it a shot. So the first thing I did was go to the local store and bought these bolt cutters. Then I waited till night.
You think I'm short? Oh.
And went down to the closest construction site.
I hope this guy lives in like the Australian boonies or something, because there's no way somebody would want to be his neighbor with the fucking antics that he gets up to. He cannot possibly live in like a suburban area. He would be getting complaints all the time. He lives in Sydney? Okay, but what part of Sydney?
And then borrowed this. And I didn't really have a choice of jackhammer, so I grabbed this one, which is very noisy.
No, don't do it. No.
But luckily, I can just put on ear protection. Now at the moment, it has this sharp chisel at the bottom, which would be similar to jumping in stilettos. Sexy, but not efficient.
Wowee.
So I'm going to make a giant metal foot
Those are nothing. Those are like 2-3 inches.
And then Chad's gonna be like, oh no, they're average size.
Those are nothing. Those are like baby heels. Nothing.
So I'm going to make a giant metal foot to increase the surface area. And for reference, I took a photo of my foot.
Great. Amazing.
That is a very nice foot. Thank you. Yes, it is. And then cut out this.
What? That's the thing. He does all of this shit barefoot, and I can't understand. I can't understand. He does all of this shit.
And then welded some extra support metal on top, so it's strong enough to handle
Ali,
the
if you like I
jackhammer.
did a thing, you should also check out Michael.
Then I
Reeves. I've
welded a
already
piece of
watched
pipe
all
on the
his
foot,
videos.
so the jackhammer can slip neatly into its new shoe. And
But
the
they are
foot
very
is
great,
done.
I agree.
But now I just need somewhere to put my feet. And I don't want to permanently attach anything or weld to the jackhammer, as I actually plan to give this back to the construction site once I'm done.
Imagine
So
he just
I got a
stole
piece
it
of
from
wood
him.
and made a hole in it, and then put a clamp underneath and a heap of duct tape and kept wrapping it around until I created this horrible mess. This is not going to work. And I fixed it. And that's done. So now I just need to turn this terrifying thing on.
I hate it. Thanks. That duct tape is not gonna stay. There's no way. There's no fucking way.
This sucks.
Dude, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. No. That shit's gonna vibrate his balls.
And it broke all of my welds. And I could re-weld it, but there was absolutely no jumping happening, and all it did was really hurt my wrists and ankles, which didn't even look funny on camera. 0 out of 10. Okay, the final suggestion comes from Hey Jack, who wants me to make solar panel glasses. And his intention here is to blind me by making me stare into the sun.
Oh my god.
Which I'm willing to do, as everyone knows there's nothing more
bro.
entertaining than a blind person. Now, I could put half-transparent solar panels directly over the lens of the sunglasses, which would look more aesthetic, but would be hard to do. So instead, I'm just going to 3D print some sunglasses with mounts on top, and then use these tiny solar panels, which I just took from the roof of this tiny house, which I'll mount on top. And I figure this will actually look pretty acceptable as sunglasses, as if people are willing to wear these, which make you look like a pedophile. I'm talking to you, Andrew. These don't look
Yeah,
bad.
these are. I feel bad because like this style of glasses is like now most heavily associated with like Jeffrey Dahmer. It's either like pedophiles or like Jeffrey Dahmer. Was he a pedophile? I have no idea. I didn't really go through his case very much. But like I feel bad because like it's not a bad frame of glasses.
Bad in comparison.
You think he just ate people? Okay, sure.
And you know how I just said I'm going to 3D print these glasses? I forgot that I broke my 3D printer by shooting it a couple of videos ago. So instead I used my 2D printer and just printed these out. Then I cut down this piece of PVC pipe and straightened it with a heat gun. And then heated it again so I could mold it perfectly to the shape of the sunglasses. Then I got the tiniest drill bit I'm legally allowed to own and made a hole. And then watched this video on YouTube to see where I threw away those small screws at the beginning of the video. And stuck it all together. And a quick spray paint, and it's done.
Yay!
So now let's say I'm standing in the sun.
standing barefoot in the hot Australian summer, right on the road where the heat is the most heated. That would burn my fucking feet off. I've seen videos of people cooking instant noodles on like rocks that were literally just under the Australian sun. That shit's hot as hell.
And I'm feeling a little too hot. Idiots would just move to the shade. But all I need to do is attach my little fan to the sunnies and then stare directly into the sun until the fan starts moving, cooling me down.
3, 2, 1. Give me that win.
Open your eyes, you fucking cow.
It's also great for charging your phone. All I had to do was swap over to this charging port and then stare into the sun for 2 hours to get 1% charge extra on my phone.
Okay, ready? So I'm looking down, no charge. Watch what happens when I look up.
What the hell? What are those animals? I know Australia's home to some really crazy animals, but I swear I've heard the weirdest, the craziest, most otherworldly alien-like fucking sounds from the background of every single Australian YouTuber I watch. Birds? I've never fucking heard a bird that sounds like that.
Is it doing anything? Yeah, okay, it's making the thing now. Okay. This is just torture. This is horrible.
6 out of 10, which means Ryan is the winner with the ceiling machete fan. Ryan, please send me your full name, address, and credit card details, including the CVV, to receive your prize. Thank you so much for watching. If you like,
And somebody mentioned the Beyblade video, which, by the way, is right underneath it.
this video is sponsored by Keeps.
No. Oh, okay. Never mind.
How you going? So, a couple of months ago, I realized I had too many legs.
Look! What the?
And to fix this, I made this, a giant Beyblade out of a 3-foot wide circular saw blade, which was meant to be powered by this lawnmower and be powerful enough to rip apart a whole house. But this didn't happen, and the only thing I smashed were the expensive drug-growing
So, as it turns out, sometimes the best content you can make, and write this down, any future content creators in the chat, the best content you can make is just making all your intrusive thoughts come to life. Like, absolutely under no circumstances should anybody be doing this, but maybe you should.
light bulbs of a Chinese triad. But you guys have obviously done this before and had some pretty good suggestions on how I could make the Beyblade more powerful. So today, I'm going to listen to you and finally lose that leg. Alright, the first thing I need to do is clean the Beyblade, as who would have known that if you leave your giant Beyblade outside in the rain, that it gets rusty? Not me.
Yeah, that's good. You can stop spraying it with a hose now. Cool.
And I'm very tempted to leave it rusty and just paint over it, but I need to remove at least some of the rust in order to weld. So I just used a grinder and my shirt and rubbed it a bunch of times until a decent amount of rust came off. Which should now be clean enough to weld on. So this is where your first suggestion comes in, and that's to add massive thick blades similar to real Beyblades that stick out a couple of inches from the side. As previously, when it made contact with an object, the blade gently sawed through it, just like a sawmill blade is meant to do, which I don't want. I want it to smash things, sending them flying towards me. And to achieve this, I picked up these 3-pound pieces of scrap metal.
That's a great point. I think that this guy just doesn't have any sense. Like, I feel like all of his senses are just completely dull at this point. Like, that's the only feasible explanation for how he can get away with doing all this shit. Is just his hands just lost all of his sensory perceptors or whatever. It's because he's Australian. You know what? I was always onto those people. I always knew something was up with them.
Metal, which I'll attach on top. And I need them to be even in weight. So I just weighed the metal bars. And this one is 1 gram more. So when I cut them, I just need to remember to cut slightly more off this one. I mean this one. And now that they look a little more appropriate for a Beyblade, I need to figure out the right place to put them so that the blade is evenly weighted. So I just drew some lines and randomly moved the bars around on top until the blade manages to stand up on its own. And I don't know if this means it'll be evenly weighted when it spins, but at least it looks good in this position.
Whoa!
Then I just whipped out the welder and put down some tacks, then welded the bars lightly in place. Now they should be stuck on enough to not fly off. So let's give it a kind of slow test to see what happens.
I don't feel good about what is right next to your fucking...
And it wobbles, but I don't really care, as long as it stays upright enough, as I'm sure that these bigger blades are definitely going to give it more destructive power. So I just welded on the blades permanently. And a lot of you are always giving me crap for my weld, but take a look at this, Brian.
Not the sniffer. Did you miss me with that
That's
sniffer?
not actually bad.
No feet for you,
And if you
Chad.
don't think so, I will 1v1 you in a weld-off.
I will
all
block
right?
his feet from
All
now
I need
on.
to do now is make sure it's able to deliver this new power, which is where the second suggestion comes in, which is to give it a rubber tip so that the Beyblade is more grippy, meaning it will walk around the room. As last time, it just spun around in one spot and was super depressing. And I do have 100 rubbers I could put on the tip, but I reckon a better option is this industrial rubber.
Condoms? I thought those were a falsehood. I didn't know condoms actually existed. That's insane. Somebody needs to go about getting rid of all of them. They're dangerous for society.
Dip glue. Now you may have noticed that when I was cleaning the rust off, I decided not to clean the tip. And that's not because I'm lazy, it's because I reckon the extra friction will help the rubber...
It's like, you know what? He's reached a point of such absolute ludicrousy that I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I don't want him to go get into an accident because of one of his inventions. I want him to continue defying the odds and making all this with his bare fucking feet if he wants to.
Dip glue stick to the metal. And this rubber dip gluey stuff is super underrated. It's extremely useful, fun, and easy to apply. Fork isn't grippy enough? Dip it in rubber glue. Allen key isn't grippy enough? Rubber glue. Actually, maybe it's me that isn't grippy enough.
No! Oh, why is he fingering it like that? Why is he playing This is a prank, right, guys? He's not about to die on us, right, guys? I was never a glue eater. I always just I would get glue and I would do that thing where I glued my hand and then peeled it off. But I think everybody does that. I never ate glue. Jesus fuck. Holy fucking shit, he's defying gravity right now. Oh, what? Why was it holding him up from there? Okay. Great.
And after a bunch of coats, the rubber glue is stuck on the tip hard, which should make the Beyblade grip the ground more. So I just gave it a couple of coats of paint in grey and yellow, and a big kiss And now it looks perfect. Which brings me to your last actually helpful suggestion, which was to use a device that has a clutch to spin the Beyblade. And there are two things I have at home that have a clutch. One is used to wash clothes, and the other is used to cut trees. So my family's just gonna have to find a new way to wash clothes, as I'm gonna borrow the chainsaw for a couple of days. My plan is pretty simple. I'm just gonna...
Don't you find it kind of insane that people are just allowed to own chainsaws and they don't need like a... I'm pretty sure you don't need a license to own a chainsaw. I don't know. I've... Like, you can... Like, don't you find it weird that people can just own these things? It's just... I mean, I know people own guns, but, like, chainsaws are, like, kind of crazy. Like, isn't that crazy? Does nobody find that absolutely insane? I know what they were originally made for, but like, don't you think it's insane that people can just go to Home Depot and just buy a fucking chainsaw? Isn't that insane? I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the whole, like, you can go, like, your local fucking grocery store and buy a gun, but, like, this is actually baffling me. It's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like you should have, like, some kind of certification or something, because it's crazy.
Part the chainsaw.
Well, I'm just scared. Like, what if somebody with a chainsaw just
Then
runs after
all I
me
need to
and
do
they
is
just
attach a
immediately
pipe
do
to this clutch with some walls on the side, and then attach the rope to the pipe so that when I turn the chainsaw on, it winds the rope up at high
It's
speed.
actually really
And
easy.
hopefully
My issue here isn't the ease of use, it's the accessibility of chainsaws. Maybe this is lame of me to say, but
because I have a clutch, I'll be able to start winding it slowly without ripping the rope like last time.
Cable just ripped. Far out.
Okay, now the first thing I got to do is weld this pipe to the second clutch that I bought.
it's just insane to me, chat.
And I thought I was going to be able to do it with this stick welder, but I welded right through the pipe. Which doesn't matter that much in this spot, but I can't afford to do that up on the thinner sections of the metal. So instead of having to learn and actually improve my stick welding skills, I just bought this dwarf welder, which is super easy to use. And after practicing on some scrap metal and creating this weird looking dog, it's time to do it on the real thing. And to
Oh, buddy. That'd be a fun stream idea. Would you trust me with welding materials?
make the side
I don't
plates,
think
I'm
you
using
would.
this thick sheet metal that I found, which I'm going to cut some circles out
No,
of using this circular hole
absolutely,
saw. And to do
100%,
that, first I
yay.
need to rearrange
Thank
the
you,
belts on my drill press so that it's turning at the slowest speed it can,
you.
which is suitable for cutting metal.
My favorite video of his is the one where he made armor for hermit crabs. That was really cute.
But after cutting out the circles with this hole saw, I think this metal is a little too thick and heavy, which might actually cause the pipe to bend and fly off into my head at high speed.
Are we watching that
So
next?
I
It's
just
kinda
cut the
exciting.
piece of metal straight down the middle to create two thin pieces. Then I just cut another hole so that I can put the pipe in the middle of the metal. And now to weld it. And if I stuff up this weld, I'll have to order a new clutch, which takes a couple of weeks to arrive, meaning this video is going to be super delayed. But I guess you already know if that's happened or not. So I just said some prayers. And began to weld.
How does he manage to pick the most unhinged fucking music to be at the background of these videos? It's always so insane.
Welding with the midge welder is definitely much easier. You kind of just point and
I
click,
really wish I
and then
was
it welds. Almost like a hot glue gun, but for metal. And it's really not pretty, especially since the plates have kind of deformed and warped so much from the heat.
Far out.
Far out.
But it's nothing some pliers
Never
can't
trust
fix.
an Australian that says far out. They're about to get into some shady fucking business.
And you know, I definitely wouldn't hire me as a welder either, but this should still work, which at the end of the day is all that matters. Okay, now I just need to make a guide for the rope so that it only wraps around the pipe and not the chainsaw and me. So to do that, the first thing I need to do is take off the guide that I've already got on there as I'm filming this out of order. And then I can put it back together. So this guide just uses 2 bolts with some aluminium pipe on them, which should spin, allowing the rope to easily pass through. And even if the pipe doesn't spin, the aluminium is pretty slippery and hopefully won't cut the rope. So now there's nothing left to do but shove in this little snap ring, which is the only thing securing this heavy pipe to the chainsaw. And then oil it up, and now let's give it a test and see if the chainsaw survives and stays together.
Oh, God. I mean, if he was still alive to make videos after this, it can't be that bad. Oh my fucking God, that is way too strong.
Whoa.
No, not whoa. Bad, no, bad.
It rotated the clutch brake out. Why the heck did I put that on? That's hilarious.
And it was vibrating so much that it popped the clutch brake clean off. So I'm going to try again with no brakes.
Chat, I don't want this one. God.
What came off?
And it flung something else off this time, but it did seem to rotate alright, so I kept that missing part off and decided to test it outside. Alright, let's see how well it pulls a 2-litre milk bottle across my yard.
Oh, no. So, chat, do you still find it perfectly normal that people are just allowed to own chainsaws? Do you still find that perfectly normal?
And I didn't realize how terrifying it would be having a milk bottle flying towards me across my yard. But it means the winch works, which is great. And I now also have a quick and easy way of getting milk out of the fridge. So now I'm just going to combine all of these new elements and head back to the dealer's house to hopefully smash some stuff.
Home sweet
These are all
home,
so
huh?
high effort, I can't help but appreciate it.
Feels good to be back. I just forget how much stuff we've moved here. Like this mattress, was that there? Oh, we moved it there so we could jump on it.
Did we put that metal thing hanging down?
No. I mean, they didn't touch our claw, did they?
I don't.
Well, let's go find out.
They touch our claw?
I can't remember whether I'm meant to feel what emotion I'm meant to feel. We're meant to be scared going into a Chinese drug dealer's house.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I missed it. I feel like I've spent so much time here and really gotten to know the place.
We cleaned it up a bit. You could barely walk through here.
No.
Is Zaza legal in Australia? Is it? I feel like it is in like certain regions. Yeah? Yippee!
We did a good job here, didn't we?
Oh, let's go see if the claw is still there.
Oh man, I hope if someone touched that claw.
No, absolutely no way. The claw is
I feel like everything is legal in Australia.
Man, we really this place up.
That's true. They don't have
Can you
laws in
imagine though,
Australia.
if you went on holiday or you went away from your house and you came back and someone had just installed a claw?
I think on holiday is a euphemism for someone going to jail for producing drugs, but sure.
I think
it'd be disgusting. I'd be very scared.
I would just pack up and move. Well,
if I had the money, I'd pack up and move. If I didn't, I'd probably just become an insomniac.
And for those who don't know, last time I made the Beyblade, I came to this house as I knew it was abandoned, and I knew I could wreck it. But what I didn't know, that it was previously used by a Chinese triad to grow weed. And luckily the dealers had not come.
Hey, that's the continuity. That's where I grew my Zaza during Schedule 1. I was right above a Chinese restaurant, growing some good stuff. Yeah, this is my place.
Back and touched our claw that we made.
Oh, it's cool that it's not actually this that's shaky. It's the original plank on the roof.
Why is that cool? Why is it cool that the roof's going to fall down, not the thing I built?
You did a good job making this. It's very sturdy.
Okay. That would actually suck. I mean, if the whole roof fell down, I can just move this to a different one.
The fact that Blue can fall down, like it's very at risk of falling
You're
down.
right.
It makes this especially
Maybe you're high, man. Maybe you're high.
Oh, man. Yeah, the old marijuana sneezes. Oh, here it comes, boys.
I'm so high right now.
It looks like you left your Beyblade parked in a legal spot and they counted it.
No Beyblade parking here. Oh, I gotta call the council to get it off.
Yeah,
Now they're just playing with the Australian government. They don't even fucking care anymore.
So we just tied up our previous mess and constructed a normal living arrangement,
toying with them
including,
now.
of course, a cow leg bone chair.
So I got this bone for a human leg comparison to see what would actually happen if it smashed into your leg.
What kind of human has half a bone in their leg?
Well, it'll still work, you know.
God,
You couldn't spring for the full bone.
I'm gonna tape the bone to the chair.
Oh, okay, so in that way, together with the wood, it becomes a full leg.
It becomes a full leg, exactly.
Okay, I understand. Oh, that'd be so much better than doing this whole thing. Just
I'm squeamish. I'm squeamish.
to leave the cell like this. And a bone strapped to a leg.
It looks like a torture scene. It looks like there was a man here with a full body connected to the leg. This thing chopped off everything besides this half body.
How in the world would they explain this to the cops? Like, imagine the cops were like, hey, we got some noise complaint. And they just saw this. How would you even begin to explain? It's just for a YouTube video, I swear. It's just a bone.
Cut his whole body off.
And I thought we would name it after one of my Patreons.
Okay.
Tommy the Rat King. But I'm just hoping that he's not missing a leg in real life, because that would be the most up way to say thank you.
Yeah, thanks, here's relieving your trauma.
Then we checked the chainsaw was working.
Sounds good?
Sounds like nothing. It sounds like a chainsaw.
I think that's because you're deaf.
Oh, yeah.
And just wound the rope onto it and the Beyblade. And it was time for the first test.
So I'll just quickly tell you what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So we know we don't run into each other.
realised I was blushing,
I'll
sorry.
stand here with the chainsaw,
Yeah.
the door. As soon as it gets kind of started and starts spinning fast, I'm going to stand behind this frame.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the rope fully comes off the Beyblade and goes onto the chainsaw, I'll say pull.
Can I pull this?
The thing, releasing the clamp, and then you and me,
This Looney
I
Tunes
think we
ass
should
fucking
probably
Get out?
get out quite
Fred
a bit.
from
Just in
Scooby-Doo
case
ass
it like
fucking setup. I
turns
can't
on its
deal
side,
with it.
flies through this door,
And comes around. Okay, so we are running away.
This reminds me of when Fred said, I was like, oh, I made a trap. So precarious. I mean, if they made a video about it, they're still alive, but still, who knows? Maybe one of them has a mechanical leg now.
We should run away.
Okay.
Great. Sing already.
Oh.
I think I'm just terrified. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm
Sorry,
scared.
I think I accidentally muted.
Okay, you ready? You recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
Come on, you guys listen to me. You're used to loud.
Is there any way to nail that to the table?
Oh, that's an unpleasant sound. Nope. They let it rip. Oh no. It's not moving though. It's just staying in place.
It was going so.
I was wondering why it hadn't stopped yet.
It's just staying in place. I think the
How can you hear it
rubber
spinning? You got
glue
that
did
stuff
too
on your ears.
well.
You can hear it spinning. Should we go look? Yeah, it's just on the floor, not moving.
Not moving?
The rubber glue
it's just
is
spinning
doing
there.
way too fucking well.
Oh, why does it always do this? Why do you make such perfectly balanced things?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw something into it. Yeah.
That's okay. Like a nice little tennis serve.
We gotta get it to. That was going. That worked so well.
How are they gonna stop? Is it just gonna spin?
He's just screaming.
So it definitely works a lot better than before, and as you can tell from my screams, it was also a little more terrifying than before. Almost sounding like a helicopter attempting to take off inside the house. But the rubber tip
It's
didn't
still
seem to make a
spinning to
difference,
this
and the
day.
Beyblade still just spins in one spot.
No. Let's look at the bottom.
Oh
'Cause
my
I get
god, look at the
bottom
fucking
and rubber.
bottom of the fucking.
Oh, look at that. The rubber's completely gone already. Look at that bare tip.
Stop
Been
touching the tip, it's
circumcised.
sensitive.
So we introduced a little slope to help it out.
Thanks, Tommy, #1 subscriber, who donated their leg for this experiment.
So if you guys ever lose a limb, consider donating it to I Did a Thing. I don't ask much from you guys, so it's the least you can do, I reckon.
Just one leg.
Just one leg.
You've got another one.
I have never said smash that like button.
No.
Never, not once.
Now you're calling in that favour and saying smash that leg. Easy does it.
Thing was just a Beyblade
Here we go.
advertisement.
You're really trying to sneak up to a Beyblade.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Right.
Fine.
Why are you in the room with
We just make a bigger ramp.
And it managed to hit this lousy melon, but I want more. And we do know which way it seems to run now. So we did the same setup, but this time placing Tommy's leg right in the Beyblade's path.
Why? Oh, okay. I thought they meant like they just meant the
You
fake
better
leg.
aim, boy.
Okay, not his actual. Okay. Oh, no, I can't. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm just gonna rip right through. I don't want to know. Oh my god.
Something happened.
That sounded promising.
Yes!
The bone?
The leg is gone.
Is it still spinning?
Yeah, look at the chair leg. It's just missing.
It looks like a prank seat. There's a bit of the bone.
Whoa!
Imagine they just left the bone.
Yes.
Cool.
They just left the bone in the
Cool.
and the top is just still spinning.
I'm sorry, Tommy, but I don't think you made it.
Aww. Where's the other part of him? Oh, there it is.
When the triad never gets back.
Behind
Yeah,
you,
just so
on
we
the
can have
wall.
company while he grows his illegal drugs.
Yeah, I'm watching that on slow-mo now. I can't.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick.
And that was the result I wanted to see. The Beyblade easily smashed through the bone and chair leg, sending them flying across the room.
God.
Everything about this is absolutely terrifying, especially the speed and the helicopter noise.
That was as well. Just hits it, boom.
I mean, this is very confusing.
It's just a normal chair.
Absolutely nothing.
What?
Yeah, it's not. It's like.
Insane. How does it do that?
What kind of chairs do these? That is ridiculous.
Those are called drug dealers.
I can't see.
All right, let's smash some more stuff, like a TV.
Please.
Come on,
Very
TV.
nice chair. Good
Come
chair.
on.
Good chair. It does sound like a helicopter, eh? Bye, TV. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, the TV managed to stop it. Okay.
That's the noise.
Yes. So much destruction.
Okay.
And the Beyblade's
I
fine.
think the TV won, Chad.
What's in there?
The fragment of the chair pierced the. It's so
Wait.
Oh my god, that's so scary because I was
God,
looking. I was
that looks like
considering looking around the corner. Imagine just having.
Oh, get stuck in you. And the glass is still intact.
Damn.
The entire
these
TV's in
TVs
check.
were
I
built
love
to
the gold
fucking last.
TVs.
I think we say that TV is weird.
These are like cannon fodder.
Yeah, we don't even try to
These
smash
TVs are
it.
insane.
Now, I don't really know what I was expecting or what I wanted to happen, but I suppose I got it. It did smash some stuff, and it's definitely safe to say if your leg was first cut in half vertically, the Beyblade could then remove it. But for some reason, I still feel so unfulfilled.
Why? No, don't eat it again, dude. Oh my god. Oh. Shit, it's the Bobo. Gotta get out of here.
Do you want to look like me?
Sorry?
Do you want to look like me?
Oh.
No, I don't. Sorry. No.
Well, I got news for you. This video is sponsored by Keeps, and they help you to prevent your hair from falling out.
No. Anyway, next video. I just recently watched the Hermit Crab art, so let's just see.
Who are you cosplaying?
Yakuya Togami. He is mostly the rich guy who's pretty much a douchebag to everyone during the game, and actually is the not main antagonist, but a side antagonist. He usually would ruin the trials.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that? I don't give a shit.
And there we go. The obvious answer that I have known. You've proven me right.
Oh god, why does he laugh like Elliot Rodger? He has that, like, listen to this.
I've known. You've proven me right.
Like, they laugh like that. Like, they just basically, like, blank-ass fucking face, and they're just like... It's just... Why does he stance like that, too? It's just...
Look at you. Thinking you have all the power in the world. Thinking you could trick me. I've fallen for your illusion. How disappointing. So... You're gonna longingly gaze at me.
Yo, you a funny ass dude. What the fuck?
Anyways,
it was just a trick.
Oh,
it was
it's
just
just
a
a
joke,
makeup?
bro. Relax.
Good luck wiping your ass.
Ooh. That's who we...
I mean, when I was on Omegle, all I did was get a bunch of people that were like, do you show titties? So, like, this is way better. I was, like, I tried Omegle, like, once, and I was like, nope, I don't want to be... Yeah, that's just how it is. Isn't Omegle, like, gone, though? Why is this labeled me in the studio? What? Oh, okay. Oh. That is how it feels like being in the studio. She's just like me, I fear. She is so happy. She has so much joy in her heart. So much joy. That's my microphone! That's my microphone! I'm using that exact microphone right now! The Neumann U87! AI, that's my microphone! Twinsies! Oh my god! Crazy! Yeah, no, that I needed to include that video. Which one is this one? Island Psychopathic Dog. I don't know if I want to watch this.
Chicken jockey!
Okay, yeah, no, we can just play this in the background. Just relax, have a good time. Yeah, just for an hour. Just keep it in the back. Sure. We'll just keep it in the back while we watch other videos. Which one is this? Real or fake ASM artist? Is this gonna be fun? I don't know. Is this a Jubilee video? No. I mean, I'm subscribed to them. Why am I subscribed? No. I don't really feel like watching a Jubilee video right now. To catch a predator, catch a thief. Sure. Yeah.
Tonight on Creep Catchers. Tonight on Perv Hunt. We've been in contact with a disturbed 30-year-old man pretending to be a 12-year-old boy in order to prey on a child who's agreed to meet up tonight. But this predator has no idea that the minor he's been sending pictures of his penis to has actually been me the whole time. Why don't you take a seat? Why don't you take a seat? I'll take a seat. So tell me.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let's run a poll in the chat. What's the chance that these guys are just gonna end? Oh, how do I start a poll? What's the chance that these guys are gonna have a yaoi storyline? What is the chance? Is it gonna turn gay? Yes? No. Let's see what chat thinks. Are they gonna end up kissing? Is this gonna turn gay? What do you think, chat? Yes. A resounding yes. You won't because you've already seen it. Good on ya. That is a resounding fucking yes. It'll either be gay or they'll fight to the death. You know, that's like the vast majority of any storyline ever, so makes sense. Let's watch and learn more.
How old are you?
Clearly too old for your taste.
Speaking of taste, are you at all hungry?
Not as hungry as you
Not as
are.
hungry as you are for
The little boys.
Yes.
How about we take a look at the transcripts?
You mean the one where you said you'd shave me smooth as the day I was born?
Only in response to when you said, and I quote, you wanted to draw me a bubble bath and bring a snorkel mask.
Well, you said you wanted to lather me in lotion and trace a poem in the small of my back.
Really? I said that? You said you wanted to softly kiss the palms of my hands and say, these are my hands.
Oh.
You said you wanted to summer in the Hamptons and buy matching sweaters in the fall.
We went.
Meet my dad, make him laugh. Nobody makes him laugh.
You said, well, you said you'd love me. You said that too.
Oh
my God, are we doing this? You tell me. Yes! Where's the priest? Bring in the priest! Are we doing it now?
I can't wait another moment.
Dearly beloved, friends, family, we are gathered here today
to catch a criminal.
Wait, what?
Oh.
What's going on?
What's the matter, Father? You look nervous.
I don't understand. I haven't molested anyone.
Oh, we know, Father. That's because you're on a show called To Catch a Shoplifter.
Our hidden cameras caught Father Wilson here taking more than his share of the tithe.
I don't know what Jesus thought about stealing, but here in America, shoplifting gum is a sin.
How do you know that was me? It could have been any priest.
What's that smell? Spearmint? Wintergreen?
I sure hope he's running to the confessional.
Looks like this holy man bit off more than he could chew.
Tune in next week when we catch a pedophile stealing a Snickers.
Why
don't you take a seat? We noticed you haven't liked and subscribed.
Wow. Phenomenal. What else did I have here? Joe goes to Kamikaze, Joe goes to BlizzCon, and then I labeled this one Last Resort. I guess in case any of these ended up not being good, I just watch Adam Ragazia. You want to watch Adam Ragazia videos? Oh, he just uploaded one. Crazy. Which one do you want to watch, chat? Which one do you want to watch? Point right now. I definitely will see your fingers. The new one? You want to watch the new one? Okay. Let's see.
Okay, sorry about the obvious cold I've got, but check out this classic French hot sandwich. This is a croque madame, which translates basically to Mrs. Crunchy. I love these, but they do tend to be wet and floppy for my taste, so we're going to try to make an extra crunchy lady.
Do it be wet and floppy or do it be crunchy?
Traditionally, it's a soft white bread. This sourdough looked and felt good at the store. I'll slice it on the bias just to make my sandwich a little bigger. You can use a hard, crusty bread if you want, but it will tend to squeeze out the other ingredients when you bite down through it. But this is very soft bread. We're going to need to adjust for that. I'll grate a couple ounces of Gruyere or any other strong-flavored, smooth-melting cheese, enough to really cover the thing.
That's a lot of
OMG,
cheese.
look at this adorable butter dish we found at an antique store. A little butter in the pan over moderate heat, and I will preliminarily toast the inside faces of the bread slices. This will make the interior of the sandwich drier and crunchier. When I've got a little color, out they come. Another tablespoon or so of butter goes in to make roux for the bechamel sauce. Normally you don't brown the butter, but I think this tastes real good. More like a sawmill gravy from the southern U.S. A tablespoon of flour, whisk, whisk, whisk. Cook out the raw flour taste for a minute, and then we can start working in about a cup of milk. This is going to be enough sauce for 2 sandwiches, really. Bring it to a boil to fully gelatinize the starch. I like a big spoon of...
I forgot that we still have the chicken jockey in the stupid fucking shit in the background. We're keeping it. I don't fucking care. We're keeping it.
Dijon mustard,
He's my
pepper, nutmeg is very traditional, and I'm going to grate in some Parmesan, which I guess technically makes this a Mornay sauce. It just intensifies the flavor and makes it brown nicer. Add milk as necessary to keep the texture smooth and spreadable. Taste doesn't need any salt because it has the cheese and the salted butter, so out this comes. I'll give this pan a quick rinse before we proceed. Sorry I sound so sick, by the way. I feel really sick, but I'm getting better sleeping on my beautiful mattress from Helix, sponsor...
No!
Next. Okay, assembly time. Remember that the toasted side is the inside. We'll toast the outsides next. Sauce on the toasted sides. You can
I could install sponsor block, but I'm also lazy, and also it's funnier for me to go, no. At least for me.
use any cold
Nothing's
cut, but
wrong with them. It's just, I'm trying to watch them make food.
traditionally it's ham. And here's my little trick. Lay 1/2 of the slice over the bread, cover that half with cheese, then fold over the other half. I want melted cheese running through the whole sandwich and holding it all together. Plus, having a folded edge on the outside border of the sandwich looks really nice. It's an old trick I got from Jacques Pepin, my man. More cheese on top. If it were thinner sliced ham, I might do 2 more slices, but as it is, I'm done. I really think this should be a cheese sandwich more than a meat sandwich, and I do not want it so thick that it's uncomfortable to eat. Lid up, more sauce on top, and then the rest of our cheese. It should be a mountain of cheese that'll drip down around the sides as it melts. If we cooked this as is, it would be a croque monsieur, a Mr. Crunchy. The Mrs. requires a fried egg, but I'm gonna take it one step further and make it a
I shouldn't finish that sentence.
crispy egg. Olive oil instead of butter so I can get it really hot, like just starting to smoke, and then I'll crack the egg in. It should bubble up immediately. Season that baby a little, and then I'm looking for that brown lacing around the edge. I just think this goes with the theme of it being a brown crispy sandwich. But I'm not going to cook it all the way yet. While it's still raw on top, I will remove it to my board. Sandwich goes back in and into the oven at or near max temperature for about 10 minutes probably. While I'm waiting, I notice some wild garlic in my flower bed here. This part of the garlic is the scape. It's the immature flower bud and stem. I'm going to use this in place of chives because I forgot to get chives, and honestly, this is way better than chives. It's super garlicky. Slice thin because it's a little crunchy. Some people just use the broiler on top, but I think baking does a better job of heating the whole sandwich. Hot, but I think baking does a better job of heating the whole sandwich through and getting the inside cheese to melt. When it's almost but not quite brown enough, I will put my egg on top and let it finish cooking in the oven. That helps the egg melt into the cheese a little and merge with the sandwich. Now would be a good time to turn on the broiler and just cook until the yolk is wiggly. I want it to...
I like food. I'm sorry that I like something that we all need to survive. I'm sorry.
Run over the sandwich like a sauce when we cut it. Greenery on top, slice on through, and you can see how thoroughly melted we are on the inside. Glorious. This is very soft bread. We're going to need to adjust. This part I'm to melt. When it's almost but not quite brown enough, I will put my egg on top and let it finish cooking in the oven. That helps the egg melt You eat side, glory on top, slice on through, and you can see how thoroughly melted we are on the inside. Glorious. Some people eat it with a knife and fork for good reasons. You eat your madame as cleanly or as sloppily as you all desire.
Yippee. Watching his channel is dangerous because all the food he makes looks so fucking good. It makes me weird. It makes me weird. Now I'm hungry. Now I'm saying weird shit. There has to be a video. Chicken jockey. Stop it. Stop it, you. Let's see. There has to be a video that won't do anything. There has to be. Let's see. What are we thinking, chat? Radioactive foods? Radioactive, let's see, radioactive, oh, oopsie. Radioactive foods. Surely this won't make...
This video is sponsored by Squarespace. And yes, if you grow your potatoes outside of Chernobyl or something, they're going to be radioactive. That is not what this video is about. I mean, that's duh. This video is about two common foods that are notably, commonly, routinely radioactive. Modestly radioactive, not dangerously radioactive, but like measurably and meaningfully radioactive all the time, even when they're grown under ideal conditions.
How much are you willing to bet that this is still gonna make us hungry? Because I feel like some crazy, you always meant up making really good food. Yeah.
Those two big foods are the banana, might have heard about that one, and the Brazil nut. I don't know if you heard about that one. Maybe you did.
You got the cock and the ball. You got the banana and the...
These are radioactive. Am I trying to scare you? Absolutely not. In fact, I'm trying to do the exact opposite. See, for me, learning about just how radioactive these foods are has helped me to better understand on an intuitive level just how little a small amount of radiation is compared to like a lot of radiation that would actually hurt you.
I have heard about that before. Like if you eat too many bananas, it can actually kill you.
The spectrum is just so incredibly huge. It's hard to kind of think about in human terms, but I think the foods help, so let's talk about them. You may have heard that bananas have a whole lot of potassium, and that is correct. And a small percentage of all the naturally occurring potassium found in the Earth's surface is radioactive. It's this one particular isotope called potassium-40. What even is an isotope? Well, consider an atom of potassium, that one particular chemical element. Its number is 19 because it has 19 protons in its nucleus. That's where it gets its number from, and that's kind of what defines it as an element, is the number of protons in the nucleus. The number of neutrons in the nucleus determines its isotope. Some isotopes...
Neutron. I watched that show when I was growing. I need to stop. Hi, XXL Big Bad Dragon Toy. How are you? I've met you before.
Isotopes are particularly unstable. Parts of them could come shooting off at any second. And that's what we generally mean when we talk about radiation, or at least particle radiation. It's teeny little subatomic bits of stuff that come flying out at really, really high energy. Sufficiently high energy to ionize, that is to electrically charge the other little tiny things that it comes into contact with, and also small enough to damage you in meaningful ways. Most notably with humans, it damages our DNA.
Well, I guess I am. I have a lot of bruises on my body, but the biggest one's in my heart.
It creates, monster zombie cells that we call cancer. What you're seeing here is the condensation trails being left behind by individual particles of radiation in my kitchen. I've been playing around with a cloud.
What are you yapping about? Stop pausing this video. You want me to pause the video more? Is that what you're saying? You want to hear Jack Black say chicken jockey more? Is that what you're saying? Chicken jockey sat 1 hour. That's what you want? Is that what you wanted?
Chicken jockey, chicken jockey, chicken jockey,
Okay.
chicken jockey, chicken
Chamber a lot lately. It's this very old piece of technology where you take a fish tank and you put it down on something that is both metal and dark colored.
Oh my god, you want it on the maximum speed?
Chicken jockey, 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 chicken jockey,
There is importance for the color contrast, otherwise it's really hard to see what you need to see. You put down some dry ice or other source of extreme.
Chicken jockey, 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 chicken jockey.
You also want this one? Oh my god! You want me to open up my stream as well? You never should have said that. You know, you have such good ideas.
Cold, you put the metal on top of that, and then the fish tank on top of that, and in the top of the fish tank, on the inside, there's a rag that is soaked with isopropyl alcohol. You then have to seal all the way around, and then wait a second, and then what you get is this fine mist of isopropyl alcohol droplets that are sort of cascading down over that cold, dark metal surface, and if you light it from the side, you can illuminate trails that are...
You guys okay? You're acting like you just heard chicken jockey on the repeat sped up a bunch of times. What's wrong?
Left by individual particles, and that's what we're seeing right there. Particles of radiation passing through those droplets that are really want to condense with each other, and they do momentarily when they are disrupted and kind of smashed together by that ionizing radiation. This footage I've slowed down by about half, just so you know, and all you're seeing here is the background radiation in my kitchen. There's nothing in the box. It's just the normal stuff that's whizzing around in the cosmos, you know, cosmic rays coming down and hitting the Earth, or other things bouncing off of, you know, radioactive things that are in, you know, my countertops. Stones are often radioactive. And you live in a masonry house, you tend to get a lot of more radioactivity than people who live in a wood house. Right?
Seize him.
Right? That's just radiation around us everywhere. And that's all you're seeing in the box here is just normal background radiation. I wanted to see if I could see the actual radiation coming off of a banana. So I tried putting a slice of banana in my cloud chamber, and I think that little squiggle, that might have been a beta particle, which is what you would expect to come from potassium-40, a beta particle. That little squiggle there might have been a beta particle jumping out of the banana.
It looks like a beta particle. Really good. I don't know if I'm just really hungry, but look at that.
That little squiggle there.
That looks like it'd be really crunchy. I would want to eat that. Yeah. I think I'm just really hungry.
There might have been a beta particle jumping out of the banana. It looks like a beta particle. That's what they do in cloud chambers. They make these little teeny curlicues and then they go away because they're very low energy. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to conclusively visually isolate radiation coming out of a banana in a cloud chamber. What we need is a Geiger counter, or even better, a scintillator, which is a more sensitive instrument to measure radiation. And yes, every single one of those little clicks, I'll put it near the microphone so you can hear it. Every one of those clicks is a particle of radiation hitting the instrument and being registered. And I see the background radiation in my kitchen looks to be about like 6 clicks a second.
I want to get my kitchen to the point that my radiation in the background is 15 clicks per second. I want to be zooming and living and breathing in radiation. I want to be radioactive.
Let's see.
I want to turn green.
I notice absolutely no difference when I hold it up to the banana. Why not? Because there just isn't that much potassium in here. And you got to think of radiation as like holding a bag of tiny bombs, right? Tiny bombs in a bag. Any single one of them could go off at any given second. But if you don't have that many bombs in the bag, not many of them are going to go off. This is a bag of mostly other stuff, mostly water, ugly bag of mostly water, just like me. But there's a few little teeny bombs in there, but not that many.
You're
What we
not
need.
an ugly bag filled with mostly water. ASMR girlfriend reassures you that you're not an ugly bag filled with water. You're a pretty bag filled with water. Now turn that frown upside down. You're not.
Need is like a more concentrated bag of bombs, and that we can get here with a potassium-based salt replacement. It's for people whose doctors have told them to eat less sodium. It's a salt of potassium chloride, right, which tastes salty, but just has this kind of weird bitter aftertaste. Anyway, so this is like half potassium, the mass of this, and so this should be radioactive as hell, right? Let's try putting it in the cloud chamber. Maybe that was one.
How do YouTubers just have
Maybe
this?
that came out of the potassium salt. I really have no idea. You put the scintillator on it, there's no apparent immediate difference with the background radiation. So what we need to do is try to measure things over time.
Sure, money, but like some of this shit is just like, oh yeah, I just happen to know where to buy a cloud chamber. I just happen to be hooked up with a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy that knows where all the best industrial chainsaws are at. It's just, connections are weird.
I am, right? Like here, I've had the scintillator sitting in this bowl in my kitchen for about 10 minutes, and that's what 10 minutes of background radiation looks like in my kitchen.
Fucking know.
Then we put a banana on it.
Dudes, I got other people to do my science homework. I don't know anything about science. I don't know anything about making cloud chambers. All this sounds like Portuguese to me.
And leave it, right? I'm going to tell you right now, that's not going to get us anything. There's just not enough potassium here. What we need is like a concentrated form of banana, like banana chips, right? These have been dried and baked, like so. There's almost no water in these. It's much more concentrated dry matter, so there's just a whole lot more potassium proportionally in this stuff. So let's try burying the scintillator in banana chips and then leaving that for 10 minutes and seeing if over time we're able to notice any kind of difference. And I don't know, just visually looking at the chart there, I see nothing, no bump of all really there. Let's instead let the scintillator get a baseline reading for another 10 minutes and then bury it in the potassium salt. Then look at that for 10 minutes. And there, yeah, okay. Now we're seeing a little observable bump over the background radiation levels in both the dose level and the count rate. The dose level looks at both the count rate, but also like the energy of the particles and what kind of particles they are. It's a whole thing. And the dose of radiation that you get from eating one banana is actually kind of a standardized thing in the radiation studying world. It's known as the banana dose, and it's that. And this chart, by the way, is one of my favorite data visualizations of all time. It's by this guy named Randall Conroy, who is a cartoonist. You know him from his cartoons called XKCD, sort of from the good old days of the internet, just absolutely rad stuff. Rad guy. I met him once when we both lived in Boston years ago. But anyway, he made this radiation dose chart around the time of the Fukushima disaster to help people contextualize how much radiation.
You'll find the craziest fucking connections between creators. You'll find out that your favorite YouTuber also made your favorite video game, and that the person that made your favorite video game also invented, like, bananas. Like, everything's connected. Maybe we do live in a simulation.
Is a lot. And there, two of these little blue squares there represent the radiation dose you get from eating one banana, as compared to this many squares, which is like a dental x-ray. And everything in this entire area of the chart here is down here. Like, all of that equals 3 green squares, right? And what is 3 green squares? Well, it's about the extra radiation dose you get from living in a stone, brick, or concrete building for a year, right? This many green bricks is the dose you get from spending like an hour on the grounds of Chernobyl today, which is something that you really don't want to do. That said, it's still a relatively minor amount of radiation, because this is the maximum amount of radiation that a worker in the United States is legally allowed to get above their baseline quantity in the course of doing their job, right? And then everything that's green here.
So what you're saying is if I eat that many bananas in a single sitting, then I will achieve, like, that it would be illegal? My brain is so fucking fried. If I eat that many bananas in a single sitting, I would technically be, I would be exposed to more radiation than say a power plant worker is legally allowed to be around. So that would technically be illegal. Yeah. I'll just puke it all out. I guess that's true, but I like defying bodily functions.
It's into, what is it? It looks like 7 of these red squares. And this is where we start to get to really, really serious dosages, okay? So this is the lowest dose that's clearly linked to an increased risk of cancer. This is the amount of radiation could kill you. And here's the amount that definitely will kill you, okay? That's the difference in scale when we talk about eating a banana versus dying. And then, of course, the other common food that is always a little bit radioactive is the Brazil nut. I tried putting a Brazil nut into the cloud chamber, and that might have been a particle coming off of that. So Brazil nuts are radioactive for a really, really different reason. Brazil nuts grow, well, in Brazil, in South America, in these jungle trees that are absolutely gargantuan, like some of the biggest trees in the world, and incredibly deep root systems that go so far into the ground that they actually access a lot of naturally occurring radium.
Yeah.
Radium being a naturally occurring radioactive metal that's just in the soil. When it decays into particle radiation, it's known as radon, which you might have heard as being a problem in houses that have certain conditions. But how much radiation? Well, I tried burying the scintillator in Brazil nuts for 10 minutes, and I see no difference there over background. And the thing I thought to do was maybe bash the Brazil nuts into teeny little bits to massively increase their surface area, make it more likely that particles that are being spit out of the tiny little bombs in this object are more likely to make it out to the surface. Bury the scintillator in pulverized Brazil nuts, and yeah, there we go. Now we can see a little bit of thing happening over the course of 10 minutes. A little bump there. You know, one thing I noticed is that these pulverized Brazil nuts fluoresce under the black light, under ultraviolet light. They are excited and they emit light, as fluorescent objects do. And that's probably because of the selenium that is particularly high in certain Brazil nuts. That's my best bet. It has nothing to do with the radiation. Just because something is fluorescent doesn't mean it's radioactive. Uranium is both fluorescent and radioactive, and this is a piece of uranium glass, antique uranium dyed glass or stained glass, which we talked about in a recent video that is linked in the description.
Imagine you're in I'm sorry, this is a necessary pause, okay? So don't get on my case about it, but this is a necessary pause. Imagine you were stuck in a haunted house and they didn't give you a flashlight, but lo and behold, you just so happen to have a radioactive pair of nuts. So they just glow and light your way through, and you end up going through the haunted house without any issues whatsoever. I mean, I made the opposite. I made an audio where, like, your girlfriend has a glowing womb tattoo, but I feel like the glow-in-the-dark nuts one is funnier, so I think I might do something with that. Anyway.
And let's see what some real radiation looks like. Let's put the scintillator on this, and oh my God, that's what we call a bump. Good Lord, that's a lot of radiation. Even that isn't anywhere close to the amount of radiation that would be concerning to anyone's health. You have to have so much radiation, so many tiny bombs going off around you to have the odds raised meaningfully that you're gonna get cancer, right? All right, here's one more demonstration that I hope will put your mind at ease, okay? So here's the background radiation in my kitchen right now. It looks like it's like between 4 and 5 clicks per second. Remember that when we held this up to a banana, there was no immediate apparent change in the clicks per second that we were getting. Let's go in my basement instead. Between 7 and 8 clicks a second. The background radiation almost doubled by going from the kitchen to the basement.
The chicken
Whereas
jockey
before,
video,
we got absolutely no immediate apparent difference on this thing, exposing it to all manner of radioactive bananas and Brazil nuts. Instead, it immediately doubled when we went from the upstairs to the downstairs, because we're suddenly surrounded by a whole lot more rock and dirt, which contains radioactive material. So, if you're not scared to go down into your basement, for radiation reasons at least, you shouldn't be scared to eat bananas or Brazil.
Oh, is that where he records his audio? He records it in his basement. He just put his phone panels. I'm sorry. My interest is suddenly piqued. Oh. I mean, it's a decent recording setup. It'll get you where
It's
you
all
need
good.
to go.
Nor should you be scared to start your own website with Squarespace, sponsor of this video. Especially with social media companies becoming so, shall we say, volatile.
If he's playing with drums, then he would be better off with like he would be better off with like panels, like actual like a mineral wool fucking panels, because this shit isn't gonna do anything. This is not gonna do anything. It's not necessarily about trapping sound inside. It's more about like drums are they have a very reflective sound. So you're gonna want to avoid too much echo with drums. These are not gonna do much at all.
Lately, you definitely want to have your own place on the internet that you own and control and doesn't necessarily associate you with somebody else.
When you're recording drums, you want to have some reflections. I mean, I know that, but like I'm saying, like with these will actually not do anything. So strategically placed panels, like one over here, one on the corner, maybe some bass traps. Like there'll still be some reflection because not the entire fucking wall is like being covered, but like just have something here, have something there, maybe like a carpet underneath. Your neighbors will thank you.
And that's what a website does for you. Say you're a photographer and you need to...
I don't know if you guys have seen like Tim Henson's setup. Tim Henson from Polyphia, he legit just constructed an entirely new fucking room for drums because drum sounds are very finicky. It's very hard to get a good sound out of drums unless you have like an actual fucking industry grade studio. His studio is just insane. It's actually insane. Crash out over mic placement? Why? I didn't see it where his mic was.
Double internet that you...
Oh. No. I didn't say Jim Henson. Don't worry, I'm not talking about that dude. I said Tim Henson. I think my brain is properly crashed the fuck out. I am ready to have food and go to bed.